Hey guys, it's Sandal from Substance Over Style and welcome to a new video. I'm coming to you from stunning Lake Como today and I want to do a video that has been requested by Antoine Allen, so this is some content that I'm creating in collaboration with him, on the recent article that was featured in The Guardian. The NHS has banned cigarettes for causing cancer and they should ban meat too. Now I just want to firstly start off by saying that I completely agree with the author of the article. I will put a link in the description box below or link it in the article that I write for Antoine's blog. It is completely ridiculous that cancer patients in hospitals are being served junk food, animal products and all this other stuff labeled as healthy alternatives when they're anything but. You know, it's well known to many people, especially vegans, that animal products cause cancer. So yes, the NHS should also technically ban animal products because, you know, they're trying to cure people supposedly. So why feed them things that are actually just going to make them worse? However, I think that when we're calling for the NHS to be consistent in its approach to banning cancerous substances, we should consider that cigarettes have been known to cause cancer. I think they discovered it in the 40s or the 50s, around that time, and only now are we starting to see this kind of legislation. It was only 9 years ago that in the UK they banned smoking in public places. And when you compare that to the meat and dairy industry, we're only now starting to see the links between eating animal products and cancer diagnosis rates. So these things take time to filter down into the mainstream. What you have to consider as well is the tobacco industry and the meat and dairy industry are all big business, and they have very powerful campaigning lobbies in order to try and suppress and silence information that will basically make them lose profits. I mean, even now we're starting to see articles being put out saying that vaping is bad for your health, which are most likely just studies that have been funded by the tobacco industry because they provide a healthier alternative to smoking. So it's going to take some time before the information that animal products cause cancer is going to filter down to the masses. Unfortunately, most people, you know, they're too busy to do the research themselves. They're too busy to look into things. Most people just take information at face value. They think that whatever gets reported in the media is true, and that any information regarding the link between cancer and animal products will be reported accurately and truthfully. And a lot of people will not look into the fact that these things are so political. You know, you've got the pharmaceutical industry who have an interest in people being sick because they make money for it. That's why they're suppressing cancer cures like the Gerson therapy and like CBD oil, black salve, and all these other treatments. Naturopaths are, you know, dying in mysterious circumstances. So you know, health is very political. The meat and dairy industry, just like the tobacco industry, have because they're such big business, they are able to fund scientific research to debunk certain studies in order so that their bottom lines are not affected. So, you know, you only have to type in the China study debunked into Google to see some of this pseudoscience. And most people will not actually read the studies because, you know, they are written using a lot of scientific jargon, which most lay people cannot understand. So a lot of scientific studies rely on faith. You know, people basically just trust what is summarized. They don't look into too much detail about how the study was conducted, exactly what they were looking at, and they just read the articles that say, oh, so and so study proves that cheese is not that bad for you, or cheese contains protein which is great for this, that, and the other, you know, and they just look at the way things are summarized and say, because people like to engage in cognitive dissonance because it makes them feel comfortable with where they're at. People don't like to make big lifestyle changes because, you know, as much as we say that being vegan is easy, it's not easy for everybody. Not everybody lives near, health food stores or farmers markets. You know, it isn't easy for everybody. So until we have enough viable alternatives for the majority of people to start seeing that veganism is an easy lifestyle, the majority of people are just going to engage in cognitive dissonance, and they're going to latch on to any newspaper article or scientific study that tells them that eating meat is somehow good for you. So to all those vegans who are out there saying that the NHS should start banning meat and animal products if they want to, if they're really, really serious about people's health, I would just say that we need to focus our attentions more on, instead of banning things, creating alternatives, because people aren't going to go vegan until there are enough viable alternatives. And it's only when people see that there is an alternative lifestyle that is not going to be, you know, too difficult for them to implement. Because, you know, let's consider loads of people have, you know, really busy lifestyles. They work very, very long hours, family responsibilities and all that. So some people just don't have time to learn the recipes and learn how to make, you know, all these different vegan foods, and they want things done for them. So we need to kind of focus our attention on building businesses that create amazing, you know, vegan products that are going to be accessible, not just to a privileged few, but to everybody. And then we can start, you know, talking about banning things. You know, I don't think it's really fair to say that we should be banning people from having things which are, you know, very personal to them, because food is a very personal thing, without offering some kind of alternative. So I think that's all I want to say on this topic. What are your thoughts? Share them in the comments section below, and I will also put a link to the article that I'm writing in the description box below, so check that out on Antoine Allen's blog. And thank you all for watching, and goodbye from beautiful Lake Como, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.